Hey, it's Finny Commit. I'm back with another video. Have you ever played a game that just you can't put down, but sometimes makes you want to pull your hair out? You ever found yourself grinding for hours and wondering if it's all worth it?
Huh?
Or faced a challenge in a game that seemed a bit off balance? Well, that's been my journey in Palia in its open beta phase. These are my experiences, the good, the bad, and the quirky, so let's dive into the top 5 aspects that got me both hooked and occasionally frustrated. You ready? Let's get into it. First up, let's talk economy. In Palia, prices can feel sky high, leading to cake parties and a mad dash to hoard gold. But there's a catch. There's a gold cap, 300,000 gold as of this video. This creates an interesting yet sometimes frustrating dynamic where you're always balancing your earnings and expenses. It's a part of the game that I hope to see some adjustments as development continues. One thing I should note about the gold cap though is that there's no way for you to sell furniture and things that you make.
Oh no!
So they sit in your inventory forever. So if you create something by accident, you're stuck with it. Now I know what you're thinking. They nerfed cake parties, right?
Yeah.
Nope, they're still a thing. People still do cake parties and cookie parties all the time. Why do you think that is? That's the question. They need money, right? Next, the temples. These are tough nuts to crack. And honestly, the chest rewards, not as rewarding as you'd hope. It's a bit of a letdown when you've battled your way through a temple expecting epic loot, only to find the rewards a bit underwhelming.
Loot. Okay.
I'd love to see more enticing treasures to match the challenge. As someone who struggles with vertigo, the Temple of the Gales was more of a challenge than it should have been. A lot of jumping, a lot of gliding, a lot of disorienting, climbing. It was very challenging, and to have to find all the eggs with no hints, it was very frustrating. And that leads us to our next point. Moving on to quests, or should I say, the guessing game. With no hints, you're often left to figure out things on your own, which can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's great for exploration. On the other, it can be a bit of a head-scratcher, especially when you're just looking to progress through the story. And don't get me started about progressing with the NPCs. Now, I'm a little different player than most of you. I'm more of a casual gamer, so I like to get into a game and knock out a couple of quests and feel like I've accomplished something. If I have to do a lot of searching, that could be frustrating. I don't feel like I've gotten anything accomplished. Do you feel the same way? Let me know in the comments. Ah, the grind. It's real in Palia. Whether you're crafting, farming, or adventuring, be prepared to put in the work. It adds to the game's depth, but sometimes it feels like you're grinding just for the sake of grinding. Whether you're trying to catch bugs, whether you're hunting, whether you're foraging. Sweet Leaf. Sweet Leaf. You know exactly what I'm talking about when you see this. Sweet Leaf. Thou shalt not pass up Sweet Leaf. It's an unspoken rule in Palia. If you know, you know. Cutting down trees. There's of course mining. I know many of you are upset about Palium. A little more variety or excitement in these tasks would go a long way. And finally, we arrive at my number 1 point, decorating plots. This is a big one for me. As you may know, we have these beautiful plots of land, but you can't decorate them to your heart's consent. It's like having a canvas, but only being able to paint a corner. I'm really hoping for more freedom in this area as the game evolves. We're met with things like item cap limits, which I understand to a degree, but one of the big things is I really like my community. And one of the challenges that we face in our community is not being able to decorate each other's plots. I'm not able to gift furniture items that I've lovingly crafted to my friends, nor can they come to my plots and help me decorate. One of the things that I envisioned when Palia first came out was the ability to share a plot with my wife, but we can't do that. If I want to put things down for her to decorate, I need to grind and grind and grind to get those things. That takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of resources. You all feel the same way. I know this to be true because I do Q&A sessions at the end of my house tours. Y'all know how you feel. One of the biggest feedbacks that really struck home with me is when you're creative, when you get into a groove and you're decorating your house plot, only to find that you're missing that one thing that you need to finish it. You need to go ahead and craft this piece of furniture, and then you're short a silk or something like that. That means you have to go and spend hours to find that bug that has that silk and then process that silk into a usable material. That takes time, and it's frustrating. So these are my thoughts on Palia's open beta. It's a game with so much potential. I'm excited to see where it goes. Remember, these are just my opinions. I'm still thoroughly enjoying my time in game, I'm enjoying the time that I get to meet every one of you. I get to talk to you. I get to see how you design, how you think. What are your thoughts? Have you experienced the same frustrations or do you have different ones? Let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me for more Palia tours. I love bringing all the best Palia tours. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.